Hit me.
Yeah. Who's Monty? What's the deal?
Yeah, so Monty is, I'd say, like a pop rap artist, and I say that because it's very like melodic hip hop. I do go back and forth like the songs that you just heard. They're still melodic, but like very much more hip hop. But sometimes complete pop tracks. I kind of dabble back and forth.
I was surprised that you have instrumentals, which I think really makes the music so much better. Like actually having real instruments. That's awesome.
I try to do it all, man. So I've been really working on like my craft and like trying to just be better, right? A lot of artists like they just rap over the full song, and it's like for me, I'm surrounded by a bunch of old hits, and they don't want me to use any of that stuff, and it's starting to get to me now. So
So how'd you meet your crew?
yeah, so dude, this is funny. All right, yeah. How did I meet you, sir?
That is a good question. How did we meet? Okay, was it the compound the first opening night? No, it was before that. It was way before that. What did we do? Yeah, but what did we do before that? Yeah, right. We're all in the ecosystem. We're all in the pond. I honestly can't remember. Yeah, just fill me in. I'm sorry.
I remember the story that I just made up. Yeah. So we've been friends for a long time. I see him all the time. We're connected through church. So through us, like just connecting a couple of different times at like different like music events too. Like I think Adam kind of came in. Yeah, ton of mutual friends. And then I booked you for. Oh, I booked them. I booked them for a vintage show, and they were playing, and I was like, hey, I love you guys is playing, and I need a band. Be my band.
Wait, so are y'all all from Winston? That's so weird.
I'm
We don't
from
find
Pittsburgh, but
Okay, there we
but
go.
I went from Pittsburgh to Fayetteville to Winston.
Okay, so the creative process. Where do you start? How do you guys make sure that the instruments vibe well? Do you start with the instruments? Do you start with your writing? How does it go?
Yeah, so I do like a lot of songs for like TV and film, and because of that, like my brain is like really just split in terms of like the business stuff, but then like the creative stuff. So a lot of times when I'm making songs, like number one goal probably is like make something catchy and something that like just immediately gets stuck in your head. And I've like trained myself to do that, so I'm always trying to make something like that. But it also is really an emotional release for me. So a lot of times, like my life just kind of flows in there. It's not me thinking like, oh, this word works great or this word works great. Like it just kind of flows out and like comes together like, pretty cool. And because I have a very specific sound and stuff that I like it ends up just blending and working well with them because like a lot of my songs like fit this box that I have personally created of like this passes like the catchiness stuck in your head like vibe check. And so because of that, they're all really in like the same BPM ranges and like chord wise, like it's a little bit all over the place, but I would say it's very structured. And so like these guys are really able to just come in there and play. And we've done it enough now where they understand me and know that like I love like improvising. So it's like for me, it doesn't need to be perfect. It doesn't need to be the way that I think it needs to be. Like I want to have fun on stage, and I also want like the crowd to come away saying like, "Oh, that was amazing." And like most people watching music performances aren't musicians; they're just people. And so like if he starts going crazy on the guitar, like they're not like, "Oh, he just messed up that G chord." They're gonna be like, "Yo, he's ripping." So that's the goal.
Wait, so how long have you guys been playing together?
Ooh, years? Yeah, years. Yeah.
And then, so if you just kind of spit something, then they'll just come up with them like melodies that work?
Yeah. So I write music and we produce stuff as a band between Zach and I and our drummer Joey called Lowfield. And so usually what we've done in the past is like I've written songs with certain samples or certain instrumentals I'll write, and then we have a very common practice of like filling in the gaps. And so it works out where it's almost as if we're just shifting the focus from my songwriting to Monty. So Monty will come to us with a fully written track with guitar, bass parts, and stuff. But I feel like usually for radio and for a listener, it's it's pretty in the bucket, like it's in the box, pretty straightforward. So our goal then is to sit down with it and kind of reconfigure, maybe come up with our own way of how we perform it, and then that becomes kind of almost like a live version. It's not like a real live version, but it's if you went and listened to the recorded version of these songs, you wouldn't hear this kind of stuff in the background per se. I feel like there's a pretty distinctive difference between the two.
The cool part about that is that like the city that we're in of Winston is very culturally different than a lot of the music that I'm putting out, and so it really works well that like when we play live, it's not necessarily like a hip hop version because these guys aren't hip hop artists, and so it like blends itself a lot of times. So I've got some songs that we play together and like the song ends up sounding like a rock song, but like that's what I want for the event because it works really well where we are.
So what are you guys working on right now? Like, what's the trajectory like moving forward?
Yeah. So, me personally, and like I said, it's a little different because really when we're playing together, like these guys just support whatever I bring to them. But for me personally, like this year, I'm really working towards taking my music to just be full time, and so to really be able to support me and my family in that, and build up the career I have. So I'm hyper focused on the business side of things right now, and just getting contracts, numbers, and different things I have going and together, and like really just hyper locked into winning really on a business side of things, but also as a musician because they'll go hand in hand, especially if I understand the knowledge and what's happening and I'm the one pushing it.
So like what kind of, I guess more specifically, like what are you doing tomorrow for the business, for your music? Like are you working on a particular project right now?
Oh yeah, no, it's a little different. So right now, I am focused on my business strategy for 2025 with music, which is to do, 50 to 100K explicitly in music. And a lot of that depends on me doing research of companies looking for music, the type of music they're looking for, and then trying to fit those profiles and potentially, get paid from those opportunities. It's a lot more in depth than that, but I'm just giving you like a high level what I'm hyper focused on. So like every day I'm devoting a couple hours to not only crafting new songs, because I want to do 100 songs this year, but also like trying to make songs that work for, particular brands or businesses, and then making those connections.
Is 100 a lot? I don't know.
100's a lot for me.
Sounds like a lot.
I used to get bullied by someone very close to us in the room that I only release 3 songs a year. So me going from 3 to even last year where maybe it was like 8, somewhere around that number is like already like, yo, well, what's this guy doing? He's breaking the mold. And then I'm trying to go from 8 to 100. So.
Okay, cool. So then, well, I guess kind of switching gears. What's going on in Winston? Like, you are working on the film and just kind of general, like the I guess more business oriented like side of things when it comes to music on the whole, while still creating your passion projects. Mm-hmm. But do you have opportunities to perform around here? Do you try for that? Do you not try for that?
Yeah. All the time I perform and do stuff. I would say not so much just Winston, but throughout North Carolina. But I think for me, the culture of music a lot of times is come play at a restaurant or something and, come play for 2 hours and we've got $150 and like, that's not what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to build a fan base and a career. And so while, maybe I still take some of these opportunities every now and again, like I'm thinking much bigger. So more often than not, I end up creating my own events or, being a part of something that leads to, more people, more revenue.
That's cool. I mean, because that just sounds like a little bit more atypical for what you typically hear about when artists are trying to hit the brewery circuit or get exposure. And so it's just I like hearing that it's like
not me.
a slightly different path. So what's your favorite spot in Winston? All of you guys.
Ooh, you go first. Yeah, go.
Doesn't matter. Any place you like to be.
I don't want to. I don't know if I'll be taking Zach's if I do this, but there's a fusion spot on Renolda. Yeah, that's fine. I'll take it anyway. It's called In Demand, and it is like the best late night bar food because Winston doesn't have a lot of late night food options. They have like full on pho. They have like bao buns, like a lot of different like eatery options that are way too good for like 2:00 in the morning, and they're still open. And so for gigging culture, it's like the best thing ever to get done with a show late. Because in Winston, before they opened, it was like, all right, so if we can make Quiet Pint before 11, or we're going nothing. Like it's not really a lot of options. So that was. I mean, honestly, yeah.
I like the Coffee Park Airstream. I like to get coffee there. I swing by there like almost every day. That's a big problem. But yeah, the Quiet Pint was going to be my next call. Playing music in town, we play at Monstercade. It's definitely a different kind of venue than the typical one that you would play at here in town. So kind of a cool variety over there. Yeah.
Is it bad for me to say like my office? Yo, I am a workaholic. I go from work to work to work, and so for me, I'm always there. But I will say, I don't really want to be giving this away because I love the gatekeep. So don't tell anyone, all right? Anyone that sees this, keep this to yourself. But were you guessing? Oh, what? Okay, I will say it is tied between Great Wall and Mr. Lou's, and so these are both Chinese spots, but Great Wall actually breads their chicken correctly, and so it always is crispy and right where it needs to be. But Great Wall, but Mr. Lou's has really good rice, and they do it right. And the lady there, she's really cool. So we talked a couple times about teaching me Mandarin. So Mr. Lou's, Great Wall. Yeah, come on.
So Winston forever? Is this where you guys are? Is it here forever?
I love Winston. And I would say, honestly, we love Winston. I feel like when I first moved here 3 or 4 years ago, someone said, Winston-Salem is a city that constantly punches above its weight class. And I love that concept, where it's it still feels like a smaller town. I feel like I know everybody, but we're growing. We're developing. There's still improvement to be made. So,
a lot of cool stuff already here.
Yeah, I like the trajectory where it's at right now.
These are some great guys. They really are. For me personally, I'm building friends all over the world. And so in the end of a 3-month cycle, wherever I have the most friends at is where I'll be. Just so I can hang out with more people that I like, basically. I don't know. I've been recently thinking about this. It's not Winston forever for me. I could be wrong, but I've got a lot of friends in Seattle that I love. I'm trying to be in Nashville more because of music there, but I still haven't spent an extensive amount of time overseas as well. So I need to go do that first before I find a settled down location.
Okay. That seems smart. I guess last question. What is the last song you liked in Spotify? Assuming that Spotify is where I listen to music in Spotify.
Listen to Spotify. The last song that I liked. Okay.
I know. I have to check too.
No, I know. I've got the same songs on rotation, guys. I listen to songs a lot for studying. Which one do I want to tell you? This is extremely funny. I love SZA. Okay, can I just tell you that? I love SZA, and so there was an an artist that is not SZA. She's an Asian American artist, but she put a song out that really reminded me and gave me those SZA vibes. It's called like Pookie's Requiem or something like that by Sailor. That's tight. Yeah, so it's either that or Karma by Coltrane.
Okay. All right. Cool. Yeah. What do you got?
I've got Rain Must Fall by Queen because I just watched Bohemian Rhapsody for the first time like a week ago. It was awesome. Yeah, really good. Yeah, the Live Aid performance at the end of it was incredible. Yeah,
But it's a bad movie. But it's a bad movie.
acting is okay.
I see.
Like if you're a critic,
Yeah.
but if you're a fan,
Right.
it's the funnest thing ever. It's
Okay.
like a roller coaster.
Okay. Cool.
I don't do Spotify, I do Apple Music. But my
Okay.
last thing, I got to make sure I do this right. It is called "Son of a Serpent" by Thank You Scientist, which is like a chamber prog group out of New Jersey. They're like a 13-piece band, and I heard a friend joke around. It's like, you know, the Roots that play for Jimmy Fallon.
Yeah.
It's like if they played prog in hell. It's great. They're awesome.
Interesting.
Yeah, that's the last best songs that we
Cool.
listened to.
I feel like my Spotify is so like it seems like a schizophrenic person.
Oh yeah, mine too.
I love hearing the variation.
Yeah, like I said, I'm like listening to studies. I'm listening to like 50 different tracks, and so Spotify just sends me random stuff every week.
Wait, like a study? Meaning like
Yeah, for me, it's about like getting better at music and like
I see
what's
what you
what's
mean.
better than understanding the landscape and your pairs and like the things that are on top. And so like yesterday, I forced Dante to listen to like 30 like horrible songs, but they were all like some of like, you know, the most popular. And it's like you need to understand the landscape. Oh yeah, they were.
like what?
They were the same song like 15 times in a row, just given by different artists.
Okay. That's cool. I think that's important. I love that. Well, thank you.